The Lazy Dads podcast contains lots of swearing. Lots and lots of swearing. You have been warned.
You're listening to the Lazy Dads Guide to Movies in association with the Session Booth, your one-stop shop for video production, social media management and graphic design. Derek, I'll take a jingle, please.
Insert theme song here.
Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads.
Well, we've had an eventful afternoon, Joe, haven't we?
We have failed.
Oh, fuck.
It has been a fucking fail.
Hashtag don't fuck it up. We hashtag fucked it up.
Well, yeah,
fuck.
You know, sometimes in life you gotta fuck things up to recognise how to unfuck them up, I suppose.
Joe
We tried
came
to set
over.
up our mics.
Yeah, Joe came over early.
Good mics.
We're recording this early this week. We're actually recording it on Friday as opposed to usually Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
And Joe came over early and he brought over the condenser mics and the audio input and all this crack. Spent, an hour trying to get it to work.
Fucking wires falling down my arsehole, Derek.
So we put the producer back in the fridge till later on.
He's back in there, he's chilling away.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. I hate that guy. For this 17 cups of coffee every day.
But we're here and we persevere.
Absolutely.
And we have our own mics back, so the sound quality still isn't up to where we want it to be, but if you're listening, we certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you've any thoughts, let us know on the Facebook page or on the Twitter. Not by email, because I never read them. Ever.
But come here, shout out to Eno, our ghost researcher.
Resin researcher.
Doing a savage job.
I hate
just correcting us and fucking, making us not be gobshites.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, if we put in research ourselves, what would be the point? Then we'd be the active dads.
Then we'd be the active dads, and that's just not what we are.
Exactly, yeah.
Eno's an active dad.
Exactly. I forgot he had a son, named after mine, actually, oddly enough.
There you go.
It was nice of him to name his son after mine, wasn't it?
But he actually said to me, and the day he was born, he says, there's only one name I want to name my son. It's the same name Derek named his son. I was like, there's no better name.
Yeah, I swear to God. Mace Windu. I mean, who'd name their child Mace Windu? Motherfucker. A couple of shout outs this week.
Shout outs.
I'm going to let you lead the way.
Big shout out to our biggest fan, Kevin Shields. And Kev, we have a little surprise for you. We've written you a song. Take it away, Derek.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kevin, he likes chilling and watching movies with lots of killing. And he hates the uke, but loves movies with puke. That's Kevin. I can't believe you did that. That was one take. There's no edits there, were there?
No.
That's how fucking talented we are.
Absolutely, yeah.
I hope you like that, Kevin Shields, because I'm going to meeting tomorrow to buy a rake of Blu-rays off him, and I want like a 50% discount because we spent the 4 hours writing that song.
I know, yeah. When I say 2 hours trying to put together the mics, 4 hours writing that 2 bar, so...
I was up all night last night. I was like I was studying for an exam.
I have another shout out to someone who's never listened to the show, but hopefully is listening now, who sent me a message on Facebook today. Andrew Levins, podcast god.
He is an absolute legend. A legend among these podcasting people.
Yeah, and I'm always kind of ripping the piss out of him on Facebook in the Planet Broadcasting kind of the group.
He's part of the Planet Broadcasting group.
Yeah, he's the admin of that, and I'm always ripping the piss saying, it's good to see Levins getting into podcasting, and he's a full-time dad, chef extraordinaire, DJ, podcaster, and hopefully soon to be lazy dad listener. So Levins, if you're listening... I just gave thumbs up. I know you can't see me. It's an audio medium.
He actually did do a thumbs up. I was like, who's he thumbs up? Is he thumbs up at me here? What's he doing?
And when you let us know your feelings on different instruments, I have a drum, a kazoo, a ukulele, and a guitar. If any of them you hate or love, we'll write you a song too and perform it live on the show. Because that's what we do here.
That's what we do. We just write people's songs.
Exactly.
Eno's getting a song.
Yeah, but
have to do a song for
he has to give us a preference of instrument.
He'll have to call out an instrument. Yeah.
And if he doesn't like it and we don't know it, we're just going to have to learn it.
No, if he doesn't like it, if he doesn't like the instruments he's to choose from and gives us a different instrument, just tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, if he says theremin or something now.
If he says, like, Joe, I prefer the piano, it's like, no, you're going to get the guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to fucking work.
Fingers crossed he says the saxophone.
I have a saxophone.
Yeah, I'm dying for an excuse to learn how to play a saxophone.
I tried to do it, but if my dad ever listens to this, I remember getting the saxophone for Christmas one year and being up in my room, and then literally finding this years ago and finding out how to actually pinch the reed to the mouthpiece perfectly to get it to actually make a sound, but all I was doing was
smooth operator.
And then finally it went from to
Bill Clinton.
That's pretty much the way. And you know, it's like you have doing the fucking finger movements. You know, you can fucking see.
Bill Clinton, you ain't anyway.
No. Well, I have the sax there, but no, he would not be getting a song with a fucking saxophone unless we tap the saxophone with a fucking spoon.
We could do that. Yeah.
With them,
we can make our own instrument out of various bits and pieces around the house.
We could do that.
Yeah.
The chance of actually recording any of these fucking condenser mics is not fucking happen there anytime soon.
We're not producing that anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And our producer will flat out refuse to do it. Get him out of the laundry basket there.
That's fair enough. Last week, Derek, I spent a lot of time talking about my love for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of our most serious episodes because I got really into it. And honestly, I could talk for hours about Star Wars. That's not even the tippy tip of the iceberg from last week.
Yeah.
About how much I love Star Wars and how much and what it means to me. Bryce spoke for the vast majority of the podcast last week, basically through pure passion. And I know you got a chance to talk about the Marvel Universe toward the end and a few bits. But what is the one film? Because again, just to remind everybody, this is part 2 of our special about why we're so passionate about films.
Yeah.
What is the one film, Derek, when you put it on, you're 100% emotionally invested in the film? So much so that the world around you just disappears and and this film means everything to you.
Jurassic Park, 100%.
Yeah, it's a great film.
100%. And the reason for that is it's the first film I remember seeing in the cinema. And I know I said this to you before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast before. But it's the first film I genuinely remember. I went to see it 3 times in the cinema. I don't think I've been to see any film 3 times in the cinema since then. I would have been 8 years old.
It's a huge event, that film.
Oh, it was massive. And I remember even Dublin Zoo brought out this Dinotopia thing where they had dinosaurs and those magazines where you collect the bones of dinosaurs and stuff, you know. Again, it's...
Everybody was dinosaur fucking mad.
Yeah, it was cultural phenomenon, like. And I know...
And instantly as well. Like, that didn't take time to settle into culture. It was just like, instantly people fucking loved Jurassic Park. Every single element of it.
And why wouldn't you love it?
Yeah.
You know, the acting, the music is just fucking phenomenal in that. Yeah. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Did you ever hear that harmonica cover or the melodica cover?
No.
Oh, it's one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever hear. Anybody listen, YouTube Jurassic Park melodica cover. It is one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever hear. But everybody's in it. Ian Malcolm, brilliant. Jeff Goldblum's just class. And like, this is my first exposure to
weird, though. Like, when you watch it back, he's almost like a bit of a fucking...
No, what I mean is the actor. Oh no, he's
he's totally adorable. Like, he's like, is she with you? He's like, yeah, she is. We're talking about Ellie. Do you remember? He's like,
I love that scene, and it's been turned into a meme since. And I know you can't see me, but I'm pulling my shirt up and lying seductively across the chair. But and I love that. And even there's a great scene in it where Hammond's giving him directions. He's kind of getting all flustered. But Ian Malcolm, the mathematician, and we had this discussion. Why is there a mathematician going with these 2 paleontologists to Jurassic Park? It doesn't make any sense. But he's there giving directions and he whips the map off John Hammond and he just says, look above you. There's pipes.
Yeah.
Follow the pipes. Scene. Yeah, and it's like, and even there's other scenes in it where...
That's the subtle direction. Remember we talked about subtle direction?
Yeah,
that's an element of subtle
was that one of the examples I gave?
No, but it's a perfect example though. It really is. It's a great example of, like, you know... Like, that's like a 2-second moment, but there's so much character development in that. Like, you see, John is obviously great at building his empire or whatever, but he's fucked at reading plans, but he's so confident in himself that he tries to read the plans anyway, gets flustered, wastes time, and then fucking Malcolm goes, no, would you get up the fuck? And then, Malcolm's a hell of a lot more technical, he's more fucking clued in and zoned in and everything else, and he takes over. And it's like a 2-second scene, but it just says so much.
And it's funny because, going back to the character of John Hammond, Richard Attenborough is fucking brilliant. Classic actor. And again, amazing. My first exposure to him, and I've seen him in other stuff since, but my first exposure to him, and you look at the way he's playing that character, is this guy who's built up this massive empire, and he gives this real emotional bit to Ellie where he says, my first thing was a flea circus. Yeah. And she's kind of like, but these aren't fleas. These are fucking dinosaurs. Why are we here? Why'd you bring us here? Why did you bring your fucking grandkids here?
Basically, you've just given us as food to your T-Rex or your raptors.
And we talk about stupid decisions in that film, The Backwoods. The reason he made that stupid decision is because he's so arrogant.
He was so confident, nothing would go wrong.
Not even arrogance. You're right. It's confidence and naivety.
He wasn't really arrogant. He was just really confident
and naive.
You could tell he was a nice person.
Yeah.
Deep down, he was a nice person, but his confidence is like he wasn't really arrogant going in and popping the champagne in the what you call it, the caravan at the start.
Yeah.
It was just because he's just like, you know. You could see Sam Neill was about to knock him out. Like, but he's like, he's like, no, there's a reason I'm popping this. Like, you're gonna let's all enjoy this.
You're gonna see actual dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But he's more naive because then you're looking at the character. He's naive and he's sending his grandkids into this fucking death trap.
I agree, and his naivety fucked him up because he didn't know how to handle the failure.
Yes.
He couldn't handle it, and that's why he's sitting there whinging and moaning about his fucking.
But the way he plays that character, and he's after building this massive empire, and you think to yourself, how the fuck did he do this? And then when you see that scene with the fleas, it's like he did it through sheer determination, and because he knew he could do it. You know, that confidence brought him to that level of success. But his naivety is his downfall. Yeah, and he should have. He hasn't
had many failures, and doesn't know how to handle them. And he didn't know how to handle the failure to what's called the park. He was just lucky that you had Sam Neill there.
And Sam Neill, amazing. Yeah, he is fucking brilliant. And again, my first exposure to Sam Neill. Then you see him in things like Event Horizon. Yeah. And he was in that other film, that other horror film.
Daybreakers?
No, he plays the writer.
Oh, John Carpenter. John Carpenter. Madness is one of my favourite films. Yeah, it's a class film. Yeah,
I remember. I can't remember the specifics.
You read Sutter Kane.
But I can't remember the specifics of it. I remember seeing it years ago. So just put your mic back a tiny bit there, will you? Just a tad.
There we go. Is that alright?
Perfect. Yeah.
Still directional, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
No, that's
editing on the fly here.
Yeah, exactly. I usually reach across the table to do it, but that usually causes too much noise. I might bang off the ukulele and decide to write another song.
Watch out, Kev.
Kev Part 2 next week.
Yeah.
No, where was he? Oh yeah, and the other characters as well. Like it's Sam Neill's Alan Grant, but the actor and the character perfect. And we had a discussion about Laura Dern. She's not really great as an actress,
but she's fucking weird.
But she plays that character well, I think. But I don't like her.
No, I
don't like her face. I don't like her mannerisms.
I don't mind that about her. Like,
but her acting face. I'm not talking about her actual physical face. I would, because she'd have that act. Yeah, she'd have that acting face. You know, that grimace that she when she makes every now and then in the film. Watch it again, you'll see what I mean.
There is weird scenes in it. Like, it's the bit where she says, "Run." Why are you saying that?
To herself.
Run, like, weirder.
But the MVP. 2 MVPs, and they have very little screen time. And
Robert Muldoon.
Well, no, actually, I was going to say I love Robert Muldoon as well, but Samuel L. Jackson and Dennis Nedry.
Well, Sam Jackson did fuck all he did was tell what's his name?
Nedry to clean his desk.
What the problems were. That's all he did. Like, we're losing power, blah 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 blah. Well, I'll go and fucking sort it out when he gets eaten by a rapper.
Yeah, and then
presumably you don't actually see it happening, but
he says, "Hold on to your butts." No, I love it.
With the cigarette thing, it was typical.
No, but I remember seeing that film, Muldoon in his little fucking shorts and
khaki shorts,
and the fucking socks pulled up, and I thought, this guy's so fucking badass. Like,
there you go.
And I remember one of the things that struck me is the scene at the start of it, and I was only showing this to Young for there a couple of months ago for the first time, and the scene at the start
where he gets eaten by the rapper,
is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but why were they all armed with the shittiest guns fucking known to man?
I know.
They're literally all shooting in the fucking cage.
I know.
Like,
yeah, but rappers are bulletproof.
We're going to still eat this cunt.
Rappers are bulletproof if it's discovered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you not know about rappers?
No, I didn't.
The size of chickens are bulletproof. They're actually bulletproof. They've proven that.
They couldn't have proven the thickness of their skin. That's impossible.
No, they proved they were bulletproof. It does nothing to do with thickness of skin.
Are you joking? I can't tell if you're joking.
Absolutely
joking. You have a big stony face. Alright.
This is my sarcasm voice. It's exactly the same as my normal voice.
And that's the listener's first introduction to you being a cunt sometimes.
Their first introduction? This is episode 14. We've done 14 hours of this.
I suppose, okay, yeah. Maybe there's other examples.
No, there was one episode there where I was beginning to lose my mind because I was tired after drinking too much coffee.
I remember that episode.
Yeah. And it was when I started to lose my voice.
That was the same episode where you tried to do the intro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just basically, you're listening to the...
Someday. That's why we give you the important jobs like this. I'm more of the comic relief.
Alright. I told you the story about us going to see Jurassic Park. Will I tell it again?
I think you said you were going to check it out and see if it was on one of the episodes, but if it's not, go ahead.
I'll do a quick one.
Yeah.
We're talking about like a massive film that we were at the perfect age. Just thinking about actually going off from one here. Now, we were at the perfect age to see that too. Like where it meant something. Can I actually admit something to you?
Yeah.
What were we? 10? 12?
I was 8 when I came out.
Okay, so we would have been 8 as well.
Yeah.
Or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Were we that young?
It was 1993. Yeah.
Because both my brothers were born. I remember Philip was very young. That's part of the story I'm going to tell now in a moment.
Yeah.
But when I went to see Jurassic Park and came home, I was fascinated with Alan Grant.
Yeah.
Fascinated with him so much that I wanted to be him.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Alan Grant. I wanted to get like a fucking raptor claw.
Yeah.
And like I was fashioning fucking things out of like, you know, maul it and stuff, like turn it into a raptor claw so I could hold it like the way he holds. Remember he goes over to the he goes, it's Slitcher, Slitcher.
Scare fat kids.
I desperately wanted to be him. I thought he was like the fucking hero over time. Like, he was class. And I like Robin Muldoon, but he gets fucking taken over like a bitch.
Yeah, but I think it's the stoic English stiff upper lipness that I like.
Yeah, it's like they're just feeding the cow. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, look at the cow's getting ready," and he's like, "Yeah, it's breakfast.
It's no bother.
yeah.
Come over here for some tea."
But the story is, we going to see Jurassic Park wasn't the first film I saw in the cinema. That was Jaws: Revenge. I saw it with my dad, and I love Jaws: Revenge. But that's a story for another day. It was the first film I remember seeing in the cinema. With the entire family, me, my 2 brothers, my man and dad, and just being blown away. You know, even today those effects really do hold up, particularly the T-Rex head, because that was a big animatronic head and it looked amazing. But we went to see the film anyway. My younger brother started roaring and crying mid-film, just couldn't handle it. Like he told us later on, he goes, "Oh, because the noise, I couldn't handle the sound of that." But it wasn't. It was the tension of the film that got him off.
And in fairness, the noise, the sound effects, they're fucking terrifying.
They really are, like, because you weren't dropped into a Jurassic Park, like, you know, and you're trying to survive with those characters. It's filmed that way. It's class, and you care about the character so much.
Yes, I even care about the 2 kids. The one who went on to play John Deacon in Thing, and the other board who disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah, she's gone.
You know,
you
do when you care, and you're right. They're starting to cut across you when she's climbing the ladder, going up into the roof, and the raptor's jumping.
Oh yeah, it's
and
like,
you're thinking,
get your legs up quick.
But people in that film, like, there's very few people on the island, and you've seen people die. And you wouldn't put it past them to kill a character.
A main character.
Do you know what I mean? And even, I know that Nedry will be the only, and Samuel L. Jackson and Muldoon actually, will be the only kind of 3 semi-main characters that you could consider that were killed in that, you know? Yeah. But you wouldn't put it past them having the raptor grab your one by the leg and drag her out, and, you know, you probably wouldn't see it on screen.
Kind of would have been a better film if that happened.
That would have been unfucking real. Or if they'd have caught the kids in the kitchen. Imagine they caught the kids in the kitchen.
Yeah, and actually,
that kitchen scene. That kitchen scene is the tensest scene in the cinema.
That's class. And the fucking, you know what that is? It's me tapping my finger off the table.
Oh yeah, that's Joe tapping his raptor claw. Yeah.
When he taps, like, it's like we're thinking here, like, you know.
But it's. I think that's certainly in my memory, it's the tensest scene I remember seeing in film.
No, it's great. It really is. But when we came out of the cinema, I remember, I can't remember whether we went to the Bamba before the cinema, we went to the Bamba after. So the Bamba's a big toy master, toy shop in Dublin City. And my dad would usually buy us something. My man and dad would usually buy us something, like my brother something, and I'd get like a G.I. Joe figure or something like that.
I got bread. That's what I got coming out of the cinema.
Bread, what, to throw the ducks?
No. They got proper bread. I got bread. You know what I mean? Cheapo bread.
KVI bread?
Yeah, yellow pack.
Well, anyway, long story short, going home, we get into the taxi, and we're in this taxi, and I remember this like it was yesterday. The taxi driver had kind of long, kind of moppy, curly hair, and was wearing the typical early 90s kind of baggy short, or mid 90s, early 90s baggy short, like buttoned up, like, but rolled up the cuffs, like, you know, very
I know. I can see that vision of him in my mind.
Yeah. But we were parked at traffic lights anyway. There was a bit of traffic coming out of town, and next of all, out of the blue, this homeless guy comes over and starts fucking punching the fuck out of the back window. Right, my baby brother sitting, like, and my brother, like, had just calmed down after Jurassic Park, and all of a sudden this weird wino drunk is punching the fuck out of the window, like. And I never forget going, oh Jesus, and we drove off a little bit, but then he fucking followed the fucking taxi and started punching again. My dad was like, fuck this, my dad's about to get out. The taxi goes, no, I'll start this, I know this guy. So the taxi driver gets out, tackles your man, lashes him onto the ground, kneels on his fucking hands to fucking stop him from thrashing around. And there's a crowd at the gathering, and what drives past, drives up, stops, looks at it, and then fucking drives on a guard away from him.
Yeah, but sure, what are they supposed to do?
It just drives up, stops, the guards look out the window at the drunk, and your man kneeling on him, and it just fucking keeps going.
In fairness, the taxi driver had it under control. There was no point in them getting involved. That's not their job.
No, it's not. I mean, they're not the civil protectors in any way, shape or form.
No.
But that's a funny story of the very first time I saw Jurassic Park in the cinema. But I remember then, was it that Christmas I got the VHS tape?
Yeah.
And fucking blew
the
me
black cover.
Yeah, black cover. But just and then I had a little booklet. I still have it. It has a booklet inside that gives like bios of the characters. Yeah. It gives the Robert Muldoon bio, and I was like, "Raw, look at this!" And we had the Jurassic Park toys at the time, the big T-Rex, the raptor and shit.
I had all them as well. I found my little Muldoons upstairs. Actually, my mum was cleaning out the house. Deadly. She goes, "You want that?" I was like, "Yes, I do." I
imagine you probably melted your fucking strap bangers to them and all sorts of shit.
Oh Jesus, no! I was a very good child, well behaved. It was the house that I strap bangers to. See what happens here.
Let's see if this sets the car on fire.
Actually, I was told a story one day that I found a screwdriver took apart the front of an old Fiat 500 years and years ago when I was a child. Jesus. Yeah, that kind of sounds like something I do now and everyone. I'm glad you're here today because I was off. I'm off today, and obviously it's Good Friday, so everybody's off. But I get fucking bored when I'm off, like proper bored.
The devil makes work for idle hands. Yeah, there.
And the devil is very much with me. Hallelujah.
Come here to me. Did you like Jurassic Park 2 and 3?
I saw Jurassic Park 2 in the cinema. I enjoyed it.
Yes, I loved it as well. Yeah.
When I was younger, I have watched it since, and it doesn't do a whole pile for me. Then I saw Jurassic Park 3 in the cinema.
I love that film.
And again, I enjoyed it at the time, but then I watched it again. It doesn't do a whole pile for me. And I spoke to you about this talking raptor scene when that would have come out. I was probably 15 or 16 when that came out, because it came out a good while after Jurassic Park 2. Yeah. So I would have been an awful lot older. But I saw it in the cinema in Cork or something. I was on holidays with the family. I saw it in the cinema in Cork, something like that. And I remember watching it, enjoying it. But then as I was watching it as an adult, like they're all just after dropping on Netflix now. But I watched it as an adult, and then I see that talking raptor scene, and it just worries me because it doesn't fit in with Jurassic Park. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they open doors and stuff in Jurassic Park 1. I mean, they learned
drop the mic.
Disaster.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. They learned how to.
No, this is a dream Alan Grant has.
What?
No, we spoke about this before. You're not communicating with each other. I don't have a problem with that. But it's the dream Alan Grant has where he dreams a raptor is talking to him.
Oh, sorry, yes, I remember that one now.
And I really don't like that.
What freaks you out like?
No, it just doesn't fit in with the Jurassic Park. Look at the first one, right? It's
no, dude, I could get it. You know Goonies, Sloth and the Goonies?
Yeah.
Well, I have this terrible recurring dream ever since I was a kid that my old friend Barry, when I was literally a child, is sitting on the fucking top step of our stairs in our old house in Mulhuddard in dim, kind of horribly lit, kind of like a late of a summer evening, but like that blue dimness is coming through the hallway, and I'm walking over to him, and his head is down, and he's wearing a pair of naff jeans, and he looks up at me, and it's fucking Sloth's face. And he goes, like that. And that dream, I've had that dream consistently since I was a fucking kid.
It's terrifying.
Oh, it fucking is terrifying. But yeah, Barry used to have spiky hair.
Yeah.
So it was Sloth with Barry's spiky hair, basically, and his clothes and his fucking naff jeans and stuff.
Shout out to Barry.
Shout out to Barry. What was the second name? Jeez, I can't even remember the second name.
Barry.
Oh, no, not for Yuki, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. No, it's just, I don't think it fits in with the Jurassic Park. And it's the same problem I have with the Die Hard films. And that's the problem, my main problem. I'm going to go on a rant about sequels here, right?
What?
No, I'm not talking about...
This is part of why we're passionate.
Yeah. So we'll take...
Some things we're not passionate about.
We'll take, like, films like Star Wars, films like the Dark Knight trilogy. They're all one big story, right? They're all one big story arc, yes. But then we'll take films like Die Hard, my favourite film of all time. Well, certainly one of my favourite films of all time. Die Hard 2... John McClane is not your everyman cop anymore. He's an unstoppable killing machine. Die Hard 3 suffers slightly less from that. It feels like John McClane again. So, and I have a problem with sequels doing that.
He was made vulnerable again by what he was being told to do.
Yeah.
By marching down the Bronx with that sign on.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff.
A scene I fucking love, by the way.
No, I like number 3. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really care much for number 2.
Number 2 is okay. It's an action film. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about Rambo before. It's the same. Rambo, I think, suffers from the same thing where it changes. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Rambo 2 and 3. Love them, right?
Rambo just has that special place.
No. Don't get me wrong. I love the films, but I don't love. You can't compare them to the first one. You know, and that's the problem I have with Jurassic Park 2 and 3 is that they're set in the Jurassic Park universe, but they don't feel like the original Jurassic Park.
No, I can get that.
They're more action films and they've less heart and less...
They never fill the shoe size left behind with Jurassic Park 1.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And it's not even about filling the shoe size. Make a good sequel to a film. It doesn't have to be an overarching story or one big story arc. Like, say... I'm trying to think of one now that actually has a sequel that I enjoy that isn't an overarching story.
I know it's specific of Honor 2, but that's not right.
But that's what
Terminator now. I'm actually trying to think of good sequels.
I don't think there actually is one. Are we after
Indiana Jones. They're all Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yes, absolutely.
Although people would say Temple of Doom is shite, but I'll argue that and say it's not, because I love Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom is my favourite Indiana Jones film.
Oh, we can't mention someone.
Fucking love it.
There's an embargo on someone.
Exactly.
SR.
Apart from him, I love that fucking film.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's my favourite.
Kalima.
And Dan Aykroyd. I told you Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Dan Aykroyd's in Temple of Doom?
Yeah, I told you this. I told you this live on air.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's probably something.
He's the pilot, you know, the very start to get on the plane.
Yeah.
He's the guy who directs him to the plane. When you see it, you'll know it's him, but if you didn't know it, you mightn't know, you know. No, I love Temple of Doom. I love all 3 Indiana Jones films. I don't love the 4th one.
I do like the 4th one.
I'll watch it again, don't love it though. I will watch it again.
Definitely like the 4th one.
I will watch it again.
What was I going to say to you? Yeah, so there's a bunch of films that don't have an overarching story that you can sit down and watch and enjoy.
Absolutely. I mean, you said they're 3 separate films. It is Indiana Jones in each one of those films. It feels like Indiana Jones. Even Sean Connery, when he comes into it.
It's a James Bond film as well.
But James Bond, yeah, I mean, they're
all different storylines.
Yeah, they are, yeah. They can be a bit hit and miss now,
except
to be fair.
Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace.
They're
I think the 2 of them put together make one fantastic fucking film.
I've never seen Quantum of Solace.
Oh my god, do you know, promise me one thing.
Yeah.
We're fucking great friends, Derek. Yeah. Make this promise to me as a friend that you will never watch Quantum of Solace unless it's directly after you watch Casino Royale.
Okay, yeah, no, I can do that, yeah.
Because most of the criticisms of Quantum of Solace where people didn't understand what was going on, realising that this actually takes place the minute fucking Casino Royale finishes pretty much.
And am I right in saying, I'm not huge on James Bond, I've seen a good few of them, there's none like that where they're direct sequels, that's literally the only one. Okay, right.
I'm confident saying there's none. Eno will certainly correct us if we're wrong here because he's a massive Bond fan. But I'd be 99% certain that the only films that ever continue have a story arc across more than one film is Casino Royale.
Okay. Yeah. No, I will watch them. And there's another film, I know I've said this to you before, Rec 1 and 2, I know you've seen them.
Yeah.
Don't watch Rec 2 without having watched Rec 1 directly before. It's one big long 3-hour film. Yeah. It actually picks up
really well
seconds after the first one finished. I love those 2 films. Third one is alright at the wedding. Again, it is part of an overarching story.
It goes off the charts. It's like as if they go, do you know what? We're off the charts. Yeah. Anything can fucking happen. Like
the 4th one's worse for that. It's fucking.
I never saw the 4th one.
It's set in a ship, and it's not the point of view. It's not the what you call found footage job, but it's the same one that's in the first 2 films.
Oh, she's back in it.
The same, the reporter.
The girl, it's Portuguese, no? She's Portuguese. Spanish.
I told you I was at the house that was filmed.
You were telling me.
Yeah, best fucking day ever. Love Barcelona.
Class.
Back
to it. Getting back to it.
Yeah, but you were talking about us being at the right age, and my point with the Marvel films last week is my uncle's 7 now.
Yeah.
So he's at just the right age to capture. That's his Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was our Jurassic Park.
All these films that he's going to remember when he's our age to go back.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my point about Marvel being the new Star Wars. And I know you were saying Star Wars is still ongoing, obviously, but we caught up to Star Wars after it. In 10 years' time, there's going to be people catching up to Marvel after it. And there's people now catching up with Jurassic Park, or 10 years ago catching up with Jurassic Park after it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my missus was only 1 when it came out. And then she sees it when she's like 15 or 16 or 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever it is. Fucking loves it. Things like even Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, films I love that were released the year I was born and only getting to them late. Yeah. And these are you know, and I know Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, cultural kind of,
Right.
not phenomenons, but maybe important cultural things at the time, a bit like Star Wars was 10 years previously, and I catch up with them then. And like Ghostbusters, I mean, that just fucking blew me away. Back to the Future, there are other two films.
We got to see we were kind of there for Ghostbusters 2. We weren't there for number 1. I think we probably weren't born, or we were conceived on the year fucking Ghostbusters.
I think Ghostbusters 1 was 84, yeah. I was born in 85. So.
And Ghostbusters 2 was 92 or 93? Or 90, no, it was 91, was it?
It was late enough because I remember not being quite sure if it existed. No, genuinely, right?
But back then, like, you didn't have a phone just flicking Ghostbusters 2.
The internet didn't exist back then.
In fact, cutting across it, your only kind of research was getting down to the video shop with your man and dad to have a fucking look.
Exactly. Yeah. And if it came out when I was younger, obviously I couldn't go down to the video shop on my own. But I remember seeing that scene somewhere of, you know, the two brothers come back to the judge in the courtroom.
The two ghosts going around.
Yeah.
The Fratelli brothers.
That's it, the Fratelli brothers.
83.
Yeah,
whatever he says.
I remember seeing that scene.
It was 1989.
1989, so you're getting younger again.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that scene. Obviously, I would have been maybe 7 or 8. Maybe I saw it on TV. Maybe it was an ad, or maybe it was a trailer or something for the video coming out. But it wasn't like nowadays where you've got Sky Movies or you got the internet, you got Netflix. You know, you can research anything at a moment's notice, but you're unsure if this film exists. And you've seen the scene, you know you've seen the scene, but then you think to yourself, did I fucking dream that? Does this actually exist? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I saw it in a trailer before. No, I couldn't have seen a trailer before another film. Sure, it would have been 89. I wouldn't really remember that, you know?
That's one thing I'd say to you as well. They are two films I'm very passionate about.
Ghostbusters.
I absolutely fucking love Ghostbusters so much.
Yeah.
So much.
And I hate when people shit in the second one.
Oh, so do I. I'm so glad you're fucking saying that because, like, I don't know how many films I've been in. Like, I didn't know people didn't like Ghostbusters 2 until, like, I went to the internet and realised there's this massive fucking, like, hatred for the fucking film. I was like, what? Where did this come from?
Yeah.
And I remember actually our good friend Brian, he got into it there. I was going back a good few years ago, and he watched Ghostbusters 1, and he was raving about how great and how much it's held up and it hasn't aged, and the effects are still, even the ones that haven't held up, like the what you call it, the gatekeeper, the dog. What are the dogs called?
Oh, Zool and the gatekeeper.
Zool and Gozer. But you know, what's
Lewis Tully. Where it bursts out with a cloak.
Sigourney Weaver turns into one and then fucking runs after him then across the park.
Yeah.
And it's stop motion animation, like, you know. But even that has its own charm to it, like, you know. But all the other effects are like fucking fantastic, like, you know. Brian, and we were chatting about it, and I said, Brian, fucking watch Ghostbusters 2, like, because to me it's equally as good, like, you know. And I was so excited about talking to him about Ghostbusters 2, and I went around him and was like, oh, that was crap. It was all full of fucking sentimentality and nostalgia, and the fucking Statue of Liberty walking down. I was like, what?
The Statue of Liberty being...
There was a staple fucking Marshmallow Man marching through fucking Manhattan. What are you giving out about, you cunt? Like, you know, fucking get over it.
The Statue of Liberty with being controlled by one of those Nintendo
that's right,
controllers. Because he actually has one of them or something similar too. Remember the night we were up in his place playing Street Fighter?
He does, yeah. But
good times.
There was so many great, like so many lovely little scenes, like where the fucking Titanic actually docks and you see all the ghosts walking out of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And it's just, and the baddie, he's just Vigo, he's just brilliant. Like, he's absolutely brilliant. And the bit, like, even the bit at the end with the baby, and you can see his face coming through, and Bill Murray's like fucking paralysed, like, hey, big head. That was class, slagging him off. Deadly.
And it has one of the greatest songs ever written. And I remember hearing this song, and again, it's blew my mind. Jackie Wilson, Your Love. I was like, what is this?
Taking me high.
Yeah, and that's, it kind of introduced me to that kind of genre of music as well.
I think of it now as the fucking toaster just go
exactly.
all around the table.
And they're sitting around smoking.
Yeah, it's class.
Class. It is a product of its time. Like, it looks... You were in New York recently, as was I, in the last kind of 12 months, and in New York... It was my favourite city in the world, right? And
it's all Art Deco. It still has an Art Deco feel to it.
But my point is that I went there.
It's an Art Deco city. It still has an Art Deco feel to it, you know.
It's Bauhaus, I think.
I went to many art studios when I was over there, you know. Fuck off.
I could fucking just imagine.
All I wanted was raised pizza. Like,
I'd say you were standing at every hot dog cart. Ooh, I'd have one of those.
At the smell of them, man.
It's ridiculous. You can't pass the fucking thing.
No,
and they're $2 That's stupid fucking money.
Yeah.
But I went to... The first one was in New York in 2006. And the last one was last year. And those kind of intervened 12 years. And I'm going now in 5 weeks. in those intervening 12 years, New York has changed. But the New York in Ghostbusters is the New York that I imagine in the mid 80s.
Yeah, when somebody says New York to you, that's the New York that instantly pops up. Yeah, those big old taxis and all that sort of shit.
But even when I got there, it has the same kind of... Obviously, it looks the same, but most of the fucking buildings are the same. Yeah, and it has the same kind of feel that the Ghostbusters gave you when you see New York. You know, you have this feeling, you know what New York's going to feel like, and then you arrive there. Your man Levin's actually, I was listening to a podcast today about, he was a guest star on a podcast about Hellboy, and he was giving out saying they made New York a character in Hellboy in the original film. Mm. You know, not the new one now, the original.
The one.
Yeah, they made New York a character when it didn't really need to be. Ghostbusters made New York a character
when it needed to be. Yeah, like that. And Brian was giving out about that sentimentality. But I thought that was great. Yeah, like getting all these, because you know New York can be a nasty fucking place. But when you like give New York a reason to band together, let's say like post 9/11.
Forget about it. I'm walking here.
Get out of it. Oh man!
Yeah, no, I love those two films.
I'll tell you a quick funny story about when I was in New York.
Is this gonna have to be fucking edited out now? Or?
No. It's not even a film story. Just really quick. When we were in New York at our what you call it? Honeymoon.
Nailed it.
I thought it was really warm. Like, but there was people walking around with hats and coats on. But I was like, no, I'm killing me t-shirts. So we're walking down towards Times Square. It was like the second night we're there or whatever. The missus is with me and they're like linking arm in arm, like on our being honeymoon. It's all loved up and stuff. And walking around. Next to I caught this black guy standing on the side of the road. He's holding like a box. It was a weird looking box. And he didn't look like a homeless guy. And I don't think he was.
Yeah.
We turned around and he looked at me and he goes, man, you won 6 years, motherfucker. What the fuck? I'm certainly not a sexy motherfucker. You could just ask my wife, she'll tell you. Yeah. But it was hilarious. I didn't know what to say. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I
kept walking like, you know.
I loved it over there.
It's mad shit over there. Like,
the first I was over there was queuing for the Statue of Liberty down in Battery Park or something. I can't remember anyway. Where you get the boat.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yes. Oh. Go on, sorry,
Park.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, we're queuing for the boat, and there's a guy playing these Caribbean drums, right? Dreadlocks the whole fucking
Caribbean
lot.
drums of death.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It was like, can you play the Commando theme tune? Yeah, it was a fucking daddy. But I was just kind of chatting to him. He says, "You know, man, best women in this city are in Brooklyn." I said, "Cheers, man. You know, thanks for that." So we were two single guys over there. So James, he turns to me. So we headed to Brooklyn this evening. I said, "Yeah, we might do. Yeah." And I didn't get out to Brooklyn. Later on that same evening, we went for dinner at TGI Fridays. We came out, same guy, playing the fucking drums. Did you guys get to Brooklyn?
Did he say it?
He did. Holy shit. I was like, oh, fuck me, man. This place
in New
is
York, like,
class.
how many people is there? Like, X million of people just crammed into New York.
It's fucking unbelievable. And even another time, I was in a pub in New York and I went outside to have a cigarette. I got chatting to this guy and I said, you know what? We just got to chat. And he said, oh man, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Ireland. So we just got chatting. I said, where are you from? He said, from Idaho. I said, what are you doing in New York? He said, well, man, I rented a U-Haul truck the other day, packed up all my shit, and drove to New York. And here I am, in the pub. You know? Fuck. And I said, like, what are you going to do? And he said, don't know. I'll figure it out.
Nothing queer to folk there, because they're...
Yeah. But and I think that's the problem with us living on an island, is we become a bit insular. You know what I mean? Because they can just hop in their car and travel to wherever they want.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in a couple of different places in the States, but I've mainly been on the West Coast. But even I was in like I was in 3 cities in one day, and all completely different.
Yeah.
And the same when you go up to Boston, it's completely different.
I love the size, but like, it takes us 6 hours to fly to New York, but it takes New York 6 hours to fly to California. Like,
yeah, I know, yeah.
So it's still kind of almost a world away from across their entire fucking country. Like.
It's a continent where they all speak the same language and use the same money.
Yeah,
that's what it is, because New Yorkers are as different from people from Massachusetts as the French are from the Germans.
Yeah,
you know that kind of way. Certainly, that's what I've seen. And I'm going there in 5 weeks' time, and we're driving across from New York to Indianapolis. So I'm going to see the whole Midwest. So,
class. Sounds good already.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing different shit, because you know me, I get around a bit, love seeing different shit.
Actual shit, like different variants of shit.
Just to see what the local food's going to do to me.
Humans shit from California looks like compared
yeah, but even my own shit after I eat the food from different places, you know.
Lovely.
Thailand was the worst.
Okay.
China was the worst.
Scratch. We're back to fucking films.
Edit. Embargo.
Yeah, we're embargoing fucking shite from now on.
But actually, speaking of that, moving on slightly, is
But going back to finish off that circle there, it's like it's how New York was a major character, particularly in Ghostbusters 2. Actually.
Yeah, but that's where I'm going with this. Is that there are other films I know that make the setting a character. I'm trying to think of one now.
Well, I could say 30 Days a Night because.
Oh yeah, in Barrow, Alaska. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they get 30 days a night, and that area specifically was where those vampires could fucking flourish and kill everybody.
Actually, speaking of, that's another film I watched there recently, and do you know what the only problem I have with it?
It's just the fucking tractor scene I can't get over.
What tractor scene?
Well, he's driving the tractor down the street and he's fucking mincing up all the vampires.
And he blows himself up.
All he has to do is just keep fucking going, and he goes, I'll turn into the fucking building here, and drives into the fucking building and blows it up.
Actually,
Why'd you do that, you cunt?
It didn't have a problem with that film up until that point. I don't really love about that film is the end of it.
When he hacked your man's head off.
And when he turns himself into the vampire. He punches him up through the jaw.
Yeah, it's deadly,
fuck.
It's class. It's such a fucking great ending to it.
What's your man, Danny Houston?
I don't know.
It's Angelica Houston's brother.
Who was the baddie?
Yeah.
The main vampire baddie?
Yeah. You know John Houston?
I know John Houston,
yeah, from Chinatown.
Yeah.
Have you seen Chinatown?
No, I don't want to see it.
It's good. That scene with John Houston is... ugh.
No, it doesn't appeal to me, that film.
No, it's really good. It's slow moving. Jack Nicholson's great. He's not the what you call it, the fucking Joker Jack Nicholson, where he's over the top. He's kind of reserved and it's very good. You know, I don't know if you've seen A Few Good Men.
Years ago I saw that.
You know that switch in Jack Nicholson. Again, you can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson's really good in that. He's actually more reserved in that. I know that fucking scene is the most famous scene. You can't handle the truth.
Oh, but Jack is in a lot of films.
That's even that one. Your man Kev was selling, The Crossing Guard. It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah,
haven't seen it now. It's I think his daughter's killed by a drunk driver, and he plots revenge.
Oh, really?
And I do love a good revenge
thriller. Fucking revenge. Payback was a great film.
Payback.
Do you remember? Do you know what's a great revenge film? Actually, Kurt Russell's in it. He's in the car. Oh, what's it called? Scumbags kidnap his wife.
Yeah,
what the fuck's it called?
Scumbag kidnap the trucker kidnapped my wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you remember he has the scumbag in the passenger seat and he has like the tape wrapped around his neck and he keeps speeding up and then jamming on the brakes. I thought that was
I need to find out what the name is. That's going to annoy me.
When you get it now, Derek's looking up on his phone here. When you get it, just give me the first letter of it. I don't want you to
your man's in that JT Walsh.
That's it, he's laid by him.
I fucking love that guy. He's another of the background characters.
He's an absolute knackbag.
Did you ever see that film The Negotiator?
With what's his face?
Kevin Spacey and Samuel L. Jackson. It's a good film and he's in that as well. Again, he's just a fucking scumbag in it. I should enjoy that.
Did you get it?
I'm getting it now. Don't worry. He died. I'm very sure.
Was it his wife shot him? Was it?
No. You're thinking of Phil Hartman.
Oh, okay.
The guy who played Lionel Hutz on Simpsons. It begins with B.
Breakdown.
Yeah. And he's actually in A Few Good Men as well.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm actually forced to go to the toilet. Do you want to just carry this for a couple of seconds?
Finished. I'll tell the story that I told you the other day about watching the Team from Another World.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
And I'm this is the third podcast in a row now where I'm fucking fluting around.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, Derek. Yeah. Absolutely. Do you see me going anywhere?
No, but you see, the problem is we only usually have one cup of coffee before we start. We've had two. And a pint of water. Back in a minute.
And it's probably because of our failure earlier on.
Well, yeah, I know. It's the stress of it all.
Yeah, that's what it is. Right, I'll tell you the story about The Thing from Another World. It's a great film. If anybody hasn't watched The Thing from Another World, it's where Carpenter got a lot of influence to do his version of The Thing. And a lot of people say Carpenter's version of The Thing is actually a remake of The Thing from Another World, but I disagree. Carpenter's version of The Thing is a lot more faithful to Campbell's book or novella, Who Goes There. Carpenter's film, the actual organism assimilates you. It's like down to a molecular level. The organism exists on a molecular level and so on. In The Thing from Another World, obviously back in the 50s they didn't have the special effects to be able to do that sort of stuff, so they actually had like a man in a suit creature. But the creature actually looks great, and there's a couple of fantastic scenes in The Thing from Another World. I'm just going to look it up here just to give you the proper dates and stuff, because I don't want to give you any kind of misinformation about this, because it's actually a great film. Thing from Another World. Here we go. So it's 1951. Just keeping in mind that this is 1951. Howard Hawks, I think, produced it. Hold on, I'm just looking it up now. Where are we now? Based on Who Goes There by John W. Campbell. Yeah, produced by Howard Hawks. a very famous Western director. He directed a lot of Western movies, and as I'm sure a lot of you know. But I remember watching that when I was a kid. The very first time where Derek's back now, that's the night he realised his chair moving and we push back in again.
As he enters the room silently.
When I watched The Thing from Another World back in the day, as I watched most of the films when I was younger, I used to watch it sitting on my dad's lap. And I associate a lot of watching films and why I love films with watching them with my dad. It was just such a special thing. And he used to let me stay up on late on Friday nights and Thursday nights to watch horror films. But with this particular horror film one night, because back then you had VHS and then you had nothing else. You had VHS and whatever BBC, Channel 4 or RTE was shown, and then you had nothing else. So there was no Netflix, there was no downloads, there was no torrents, there was no nothing other than your old VHS. And the VHS tapes at the time weren't cheap either. They were pushing like,
stupid kids
£25, £30 were the prices of them and everything else. Anyway, long story short, The Thing from Another World, I think it was on late on BBC, and I stayed up to watch it. My dad had ordered a chipper that night, and he was in the middle of eating his chips while the film was on. And there's a bit in this film where they've gone through, they've defrosted the ice block. The creature has gotten out of the slumber. He's awake, and he looks great. Very of its time, but still looks great. But there's a bit where they plan to try and trap the creature in like a mess room. And the idea was that they'd get him in there, they'd lash loads of petrol on him, they set him on fire. But to do that, they had to kind of corral him down all the different corridors of the base, the entire base, to get him into this particular room. And there was one scene where there's one guy, and he's standing there looking down his corridor, and he's in radio contact with the rest of the guys back in the mess hall. And they're waiting for the creature to show up, because they know it has to come out and feed. It has to come out and it looks like it feeds off blood. And it has to come out and feed, so they know it's going to be roaming around the base at some stage. And it kept going back to this guy who's standing there looking down this corridor, which literally goes from the lit section where he's standing, where there's a light, down to just the dimness and then down to blackness, and you don't know what the hell is storing down that corridor, what could be coming up. And then he starts to hear sounds, and then he knows that he's on his way, and his job then is to try and get back to the mess room as quick as he could, being chased by the creature. Oh, you got so fucking nervous watching that scene. I was shaking. I remember when I get nervous, the backs of me toys start fucking vibrating. I was sitting on my dad's lap, and I could sense that my dad knew I was getting tense and scared at this scene. And I just said, "Dad, I'm gonna get sick." I had to grab his bag of chips and all over my dad's chips, watching The Thing from Another World. But it's funny, like, how a film can affect you so much as a child. Now that's a 1951 film, as I discussed, but it still just has the power. That when you're invested in something and you give yourself over to something and you become totally immersed in that universe, how something can affect you in that way. And I'll never forget that night watching The Thing from Another World. It was absolutely amazing it was. And I love that film as a result, obviously. And another little quick thing about actually how the start of that film happens when the Thing shows up on screen. It's the very same way the Thing shows up on Carpenter's version.
The way
the light kind of burns through and you see the Thing and like all this weird kind of font.
Is it Halloween they show that in?
Halloween they're watching The Thing from Another World. Yeah.
Have you watched the new Halloween yet?
No, not yet. I never told you I have to put it on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it.
Oh, damn it, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, Derek. Hey, Derek, have you watched your last fucking Joel's Video Dungeon?
No, I'm busy, man.
The last two Joel's Video Dungeons. You have Resident Evil to watch, and you have fucking that shitty Piranha's TV movie to watch, and you have Star Trek to watch. Star Trek the motion picture.
The good one. Yeah, the good one. Oh, man. Do you know what I need to get back into doing as well?
What?
Collision Course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have another chapter.
Do you know what we should do? We should do a Collision Course special.
Yeah,
we'll get up to date on it.
Yeah, what I'll do is we'll do it from start to finish. We might have actually, we have a couple of bits coming up. We have possibly our first ever interview.
We're going to work on that.
We're in negotiations with someone for an interview. It's Kevin.
Kev, we're interviewing you.
Bro. I hope the song
didn't turn you off. We're doing a live version today. Fucking interview.
And what else is there?
We might be doing a special.
Oh, another special. Yeah, again, we have to kind of talk to other people about that. And on that special, I'm willing to lift the embargo on SR, but not on the other one.
But the idea of that special would be myself and another Star Wars fanatic will just talk Star Wars.
Yeah.
And might ostracize some people who don't want to hear fucking Star Wars, but just as a special to kind of get it out, get it off the chest. and see how it goes. I think
Absolutely,
it might be a good idea. And then we could do other specials in later on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just to try something different, branch out with something different. I'm going away for a week, so I want to have something. I want to have 2 bits for all the Lazy Dads fans out there to listen to. What else is there? Anything else we need to cover?
In terms of housekeeping, no, there was Eno correct as he got us right on a few bits.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Hold on,
it was the Clone Wars thing as well. I said Obi-Wan crushed Grievous.
Oh yes,
said Mace Windu.
Mace Windu.
And I was actually
sent that deadly gif actually.
Yeah. I was only watching a review of that online. I must go out and get that now for myself. That the animated Clone Wars.
It's fantastic, and also don't forget.
Goddamn fucking Mike bastard!
You heard it here first, folks. Derek just let his mic fall again.
Fucking stupid thing. Yeah.
There we go. You're right now, are you?
Yeah, it's working. It's okay. I thought
stroke there.
I fucking hate when shit like that happens. It bugs me.
Right, hold on. What do you know? Just there's no harm calling out to make sure that we're all right here now.
Yeah.
We're all right.
We're doing our correspondence section. I'm not. We're doing a jingle for the correspondence section.
We do a jingle.
Correspondence. Correspondence.
There he is. You should be so lucky to listen. Also, Mace Windu crushed Grievous' chest, not Obi-Wan. Civil War is based over... Oh, that was it. That was a great point. Captain America Civil War is based over several months on screen, starting with the event in Lagos to the Accords being brought in. But Zemo... Was it Zemo or Zemo? Zemo, wasn't it? Yeah.
Zemo, yeah.
Zemo was plotting his revenge since Sokovia in Age of Ultron and what happened to his family. So there was enough time for his plan to fall into place as opposed to using... Coincidences, yeah. Which gives more credence to that film and makes the film a little bit
absolutely
better. That's what I was arguing. I said it has to be over this period of time. It can't not be.
I couldn't just remember the specifics of it. That's another thing that fucking annoys me is in films in general, and I know the backwoods really suffer from this, is stupid ways to drive the plot forward. Using coincidence, using stupid decisions.
It's poor direction. You could even have a well-written plot, but directing, it's like, okay, how are we going to get that character from here to here? Just push it through. Exactly. We're running out of time, get it through. Yeah. No. Fuck time, let's get it through properly. Let's figure out. He's not going to go from being like, say, a weak kind of feeble guy to all of a sudden being a Rambo. But it has to be like a transition there or whatever.
Going back to a film we touched on earlier on, and a great way of driving or bringing, say, 2 characters together, making the plot move in the direction you want it to, doing well, is that scene in Die Hard 3 when he has the board on.
Yeah.
And, he's walking through, is it Harlem or the Bronx?
It's Bronx.
Yeah, he's walking through that board on that says, I hate the N-word.
Yeah.
And obviously it's designed to get him in trouble with the locals.
Yeah.
And Samuel Jackson's character, who's a racist, hates white people.
He
hates white people.
Yeah.
Sees them. And obviously then that's what brings them two together. And I love that. It's not subtle, but it works,
Do you know what they should have used for the theme song for that? That film, Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, sweet jeez. I hate that song.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm going to throw this out here now. We're going to move on to music slightly. I fucking hate Paul McCartney. I hate his solo shit.
He's a little bit of a knob.
Nobbishness aside, his music's shit. His solo stuff is shit. Jet is good. That's it.
And the James Bond song.
Live and Let Die. No, I don't like it. Don't like it.
Live and let die. Mullet Couture is one of his solo singles as well, isn't it?
That's like fucking... it's like fucking sticking a fucking... I'd rather stick the single up my arse than listen to that.
I have to say, Hate You, that's one of my most detested songs, because as soon as I hear it, all I imagine is just like those horrible fucking weddings or fucking family hoolie parties where everybody goes, it sings the fucking outro at the end and it goes on for like... Judy. Oh, God.
I actually don't mind Hey Jude. I'm not a huge Beatles fan.
Not me.
But I love George Harrison's solo stuff. My Sweet Lord and what's the other song, the other famous one? Got My Mind Set on You. Yeah. But even those other not so famous ones, I stuck on an album. I couldn't name one fucking song off it, but I would rather sit down and listen to a George Harrison album than a Paul McCartney.
Harrison was special in fairness.
Yeah, and he was underrated, I think.
I don't think it's...
No, but as their solo, apart from Ringo Starr, who was overrated.
But I haven't said that. You watched The Last Waltz.
Yeah.
There was 2 jam sessions that were recorded for The Last Waltz as well.
Yeah.
One jam session has been lost. Scorsese directed this.
Yeah.
One jam session is well, but the second jam session is there, and it's on the DVD, it's on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I remember me and Brian put it on one night and we watched it. It goes on for nearly an hour. It's just a jam.
Yeah.
And fucking Ringo just kicks off the drums first, and you want to see, he's fucking brilliant. And then Levin Helm, or Levon Helm, whichever you want to pronounce, he comes out then and joins in, and then fucking Robbie Robertson and oh my god,
Danko.
Harvest
Ridge. Neil Young
comes out, and all those come out, and Rick Danko comes out, and the whole fucking lot of them, and it's just a jam. They're just literally playing fucking music, and it's amazing. They can blow you away.
That's a great film. We would see that.
Super film.
We would see that in
and
the
we were
Lighthouse.
drinking and all. It's class.
With Andy.
Shout out to Lighthouse Cinema for that night. Actually, that was a great.
That was a great night.
People up dancing and all. The fucking
and that's another good place that I must go more often. Is
Lighthouse is great.
Yeah, I like the IFI. I like the vibe in there. I like the bar in there.
Yeah, bar's good.
Even the food is nice in there. Right, you know, I must go in there. That's what I was saying. I'd love to go in there and interview someone in there.
Particularly over the horror town.
Yeah, we must sink our fucking teeth into that now when it
we'll
comes
get
out.
We'll get talking.
Yeah.
Well, come here. I was going to tell another quick story as well. Not story, I suppose, but back in the day when I was a kid, another reason why I love films and everything else. When my dad used to go to work, when I'd be staying at home with my man, I haven't been gone to school yet or anything.
Yeah.
He used to leave Emperor Strikes Back, King Solomon's Mines, Big Trouble in Little China, and War of the Worlds, the VHS tapes, down on the floor, off the shelf. Excuse me, so that I could actually put them on. He showed me how to use one of the things that, or one of the very first things I learned to do with myself was put a VHS tape on.
And then you learn to go to the toilet.
And press play, and how to handle a record properly and put that onto a turntable properly. But
who's ringing?
Well, that's HQ.
Oh Jesus! Actually, I just got a text there. She's in till 7. She might be getting off at 6, but she's in till 7. So
fair enough. Yeah.
Fucking sweet. Another hour of my own doing nothing.
But the Big Trouble in Little China used to leave down was. Do you remember CBS video? I think it was CBS video. That the symbol was like a big kind of chunky C, B, and an S, and like a weird kind of, was it an infinity symbol on its side or something like that? With a border around it. That was on the bottom. But that was like Jaws, War of the Worlds, Indiana Jones. A lot of those films were all released on that label. So my dad had them all uniform on the shelf back in the day. But the what was I going to say to you?
You should take the call live. And
it's nothing serious. Just to leave for the party. I'm just going to text her and say, leave house keys with Jamie. and then leave me alone. Leave house keys with Jamie.
Joe's live sorting out his life.
Yeah, sorting out life, yeah.
I actually got an email there I probably should reply to, but I'm not gonna because it's fucking hours.
But these CBS VHS, anyway, the Big Trouble in Little China that I watched for years and years and years, and you know that is the Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing, I think are kind of even keel for my top film of all time, except for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing. Braindead, Peter Jackson's Braindead was there when I was younger, but as much as I love that film, it just doesn't have the kind of, I don't know, rewatchability of Braindead is great to watch with a bunch of mates or have a bit of crack with it, put it on the background, but you can actually sit down and delve into the thing. And certainly the same with Big Trouble. For me anyway, I love Big Trouble. But the VHS I used to watch at Big Trouble in China was like, I watched that for years, and that was Big Trouble in China to me, full stop. And then when it came out on DVD, I remember buying it's Universal, I think, released that, is it? I think it's Universal, or is it Fox?
No idea. No.
Might be 20th Century Fox, actually. I'm always thinking about the film actually starts with a little interview with Egg Shen at the start.
Yeah.
While the 20th Century Fox symbol is still on the screen. You use it, tell me again, where is Jack Burton? You leave Jack Burton alone! We're in his debt! He says, you believe in ghouls and ghosts and sorcerers? And he goes, oh yeah, and black magic. And he goes, did the fucking lightning between his hands. Anyway, then I bought the DVD, and I'll never forget, because I was older buying the DVD, obviously. I was maybe 16 or 17. Was I 17? Maybe 18 even when it came out on DVD. Because I was working at the time, having my own cash, and it came out on DVD, I was like, fucking, boom, £20. I'm buying this, like £30 for the fucking DVD. And went home and watched it, and my mind was blown. The VHS version we had was edited to fucking ribbons, like. Obviously, it was panned and scanned, which is the worst thing that, I don't know how fucking you know, wider screen tellies wasn't a staple of tellies. Like, the telly's fucking, that square box of tellies. Like, the fact that telly started off that way is just so fucking counterintuitive to actually having them fucking wide, like, you know. Anyway, that's an argument for another day. But I watched the DVD, and like, you remember the bit when these guys, these Singdings, the Chang Sings, they got any enemies, the Wing Kong, who wear red turbans, right? Holy shit, Jack, these guys are animals. Do you remember these guys, these Singdings, the Chang Sings? Like, Jack's ignorance is fucking brilliant in that film. But when they have the big fight, do you remember?
At the end, is it?
No.
Is that when he walks in and shoots the roof and gets knocked out?
No. That's well before that. They're chasing after, Mao Yin has just been kidnapped.
I'll have to watch it again. I haven't actually recorded it.
And they're in the truck, and they're chasing, I'll bring them into you in Blu-ray. Yeah. And they're chasing them down on the truck. And he's like, okay, these guys, they have, and what's his name? What's his name?
Egg Shen?
No.
The other guy?
Anyway, long story short, they're chasing down the baddies, and he says there's a place where they sharpen their knives, and he says, I can't ask you to go with me, Jack. He goes, where is it? He goes, thank you, Jack. So they're like, Jack is like, son of a bitch must pay. But they chase it down anyway, and they basically drive down this little alleyway, and oh my god, I can't remember the fucking co-star's name, the actor's name. Or so the character's name, should I say, is it Chen?
I need to go back and look at that again so you have a proper fucking discussion about it.
Oh yeah, I'll just tell you real quickly. I finish this story off. When they get down there, and there's two factions. So the Chang Sings and the
Jones.
I just said it a few fucking minutes ago. What's gone wrong with my head here? Like, you know?
You're losing it.
Anyway, they have a big foot. One of them is like they're having a funeral pour for their master, and they're the goodies. And then the baddies, geez, Jack, these guys are animals. They basically have a big fucking mill up. While I was watching, I was going, holy shit, like, fella's like getting his arm fucking split in half, and there's a fella getting his head fucking bashed through a board, and all sorts of shit happened in that fight. I go, what the fuck? I've never seen this before in my life! And all of a sudden, it's like I'm watching a whole new film. There was so many extra scenes, like the bit where he fucking sticks the sword into the Sentinel's head, you know, the flying head, the two eyes and the tongue that comes out. Goes, oh my god. Chen sticks a fucking sword into its head. You didn't see that in the VHS. You just see him going like that, and then the outcome. Wouldn't this? You go, it actually goes straight in. You go, holy fuck!
I had the same thing with Commando. You know the scene where Cook gets killed in the motel.
Remind me of that one.
He's fighting Arnie. It's like green brace for breakfast.
Fucking
Cook.
Yeah, who directed Sister Act?
Yeah,
what's his name?
Bill Duke.
Bill Duke.
But he's fighting Ernie in the motel. You know, they brash through the window.
They burst through the wall.
Yeah. And your woman's behind your man in the bed for some reason. I don't know, pegging or something. Who knows, right? Let's not go into that. But the fight scene goes on. Your one, Ray Dong Chong's like, these guys eat too much red meat and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. And Arnie, from the first time I saw Commandos, Arnie punched him, and then Cook was dead on the floor. So that was what I remember happening. And then when I bought the Blu-ray, bear in mind, I bought the Blu-ray at like fucking 28 or 29 years of age. And I see him getting impaled. I was like...
That was on film 4. You saw that on film 4 the other night, actually.
Yeah, and you know the scene in the shed where he goes in and he starts firing out the fucking buzzsaw
thing, chops the guy's head off, and then chops the guy's arm off. He spurts out with a machete, full arm gone.
That wasn't in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And that was the edited version, and whatever about that scene, not knowing that the shed scene existed, the other scene was just ridiculous because I thought, geez, he must have punched that guy really fucking hard because he's dead. Because when Arnie punched him, he flew back, and then next thing he's on the floor going, you know. I fucking love that fucking film.
But there's one thing you'd be sure there, Rick. We both love films.
I'm partial to them, yeah.
And the thing about it is when you know, when you're criticising a film or when we're giving out a film, we don't critique a film because we're not critics, and I don't believe in critics, and I'd never tell somebody not to watch a film as well because I don't have the right to tell you not to watch a film. Yeah. Go and watch it. I don't care how shit it is. Go and watch it, and then we'll talk about how shit it is. Yeah. Or go and watch it for how great it is, and talk about how great it is. But there's one thing that we can both agree that you know, we love films so much that we get to a stage where when there's something lined up, like when Ridley Scott is lined up to take the Alien franchise back over, your expectations are reasonably high for that, and they should be, because it's going back to where it started, and this man apparently is the godfather of Alien and knows how to make a film and all that. And when it's not what it should be, when it's filled with idiocy, when it's nonsense, when the characters aren't even a fraction of developed as the characters were in Alien.
Yeah.
That's why we get so upset. That's why we get so passionate. That's why we get so annoyed that film isn't where it should be.
We expect something and it doesn't work out.
Exactly.
But then there's the other side of that coin. We spoke about Prometheus at length many times. I remember going to see it with you and being so disappointed. I heard Ridley Scott was attached. This is going to be fucking brilliant. Good cast. I like Fassbender. I like your man.
Good cast. Totally wasted.
Your man. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter anyway. And then, but then you see the opposite side of that, and that brings you back to kind of you almost dread these things coming out.
That's true. I mean? You're afraid that this franchise is going to be fucked around.
And Blade Runner 2049 is one of them. I said, this is going to be shit, but I'm going to go see it.
Blew your nips off.
Oh, what a fucking movie! And even at that, we talk about the Rise of Skywalker. We don't know how good that's going to be.
I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited that my bells can open.
I'm dying to see it, but I think it's because Star Wars has built up that much goodwill. Like Ridley Scott had done, and Alien had done, Ridley Scott's Alien had done. Never mind Ridley Scott, because I know he's patchy at best.
Yeah, Dan O'Bannon has Ronald Shushay or whatever. They have to take a lot of credit for Alien 1 as well.
Yeah.
They were the writers, and they were the ones that pushed it in that kind of direction. Like, they're up to that point when Alien, there was no other kind of space set film with that kind of atmosphere in terms of horror anywhere.
Yeah.
Alien can be attributed a lot to was it The Terror from Within or an old 50s sci-fi film, and there's a lot of similarity between that and Alien.
Yeah.
But Alien, it's inspiration more so than copy. Do you know what I mean? But it's But there was nothing like that up to that point. There was that kind of tension. It's set in space. It feels like it's set in space.
Yeah.
It has that kind of, the shots of the fucking the Nostromo in the distance, and fucking it just looks fucking massive, and the planet looks huge, and it has that scale and scope.
Yeah, but it's dirty as well. Like the inside of the ship looks like a fucking mining ship. It looks like the Millennium Falcon, right? It was like the Millennium Falcon is dirty inside because Han Solo's a smuggler. It gets that just right. And then it's simple. Like, it's a very simple premise. It's taken two genres which shouldn't work together and do.
Yeah.
Now you have to shoot now, so we better wrap this up.
I gotta go. Have we got a good time in it?
106.
106? We can go 106.
Yeah, 106 is fine, yeah.
A good hour. Sorry about this, folks. I'm actually getting pure hassled by the message.
Joe's getting inundated with a message.
Oh, look.
Answer it live on air.
Okay, right here. You ready?
And move away from the mic.
No.
Joe, are you still there?
No, I'm on my way.
Like the trick is, I have to be over there for 6.
Yeah, I'll be on my way, Lynn. I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm still in Derek.
Does she listen?
No, but I'm dead though. I'm gonna be. Oh, she does listen, yeah. And I tell you, there'll be some night where she'll just be like, "What were you? Scorpion's fucking me." I'm like, "What are you scorpion me for?" And then it'll be like, "I listened to the episode."
Yeah, should I edit it out?
I better go. No, don't leave it in.
Okay, right. See you next week.
Yeah, folks. Thanks for listening. It's been great.
How do I turn this fucking thing off?